きじゃなくて。大好き。
Wait, what episode is this? What? Episode 5? The heck kind of speedrun is this? Romance anime, a beautiful genre filled with misunderstandings, characters lacking the most basic form of common sense, communication, a word that doesn't exist. The romance genre is a tier below the isekai genre where, when starting one, you usually know what's gonna happen because 80% of them are all the same. Of course, there are a lot of exceptions here, but as someone who's consumed a lot of romance, probably far too many than he cares to admit, there are a lot of copy-pasted romances that mask their similarities with different fonts. There's nothing wrong with that, mans needs his slop every now and then, but it is something that you can't deny as an enjoyer of romance anime. And I don't know about you guys, but you can just tell before watching, whether it be the art or color, that, yeah, this looks like something I've seen about a million times. That brings us to I made friends with the second prettiest girl in my class. On the surface, this looks like your average rom-com where you have a shy protagonist with no friends, all they do is play games, and the concept of a social life doesn't exist to them. But suddenly, they find out that one of the most popular girls in class secretly also has the same interests as them. They bond over their shared interests and romance ensues. And yeah, it's exactly that. I'm not gonna lie, this might be the 100th time I've seen something like this. And when it comes to these types of shows, the chances I finish them aren't high. And that's honestly what I expected to happen in this show. I'd give it a couple episodes and eventually I'd get bored and move on. But what surprised me about this show is that it actually started to tackle some interesting topics that I never would have expected from a show like this. So yeah, let's talk about how this romance titled I Made Friends with the Second Prettiest Girl in My Class might have more to it than being another run-of-the-mill copy and paste. So you got the main character, his name is Mayhara. As I said earlier, he is shy and a loner. To be exact, his hobbies include playing video games and watching B-grade horror movies. Specifically anything involving sharks. I mean, credit where it's due, he's being honest. Sure, he was really awkward about it, and any chances of him losing his virginity have now shot up into D tier on the shy rom-com protagonist tier, but hey, at least he's true to himself. We then get introduced to the popular girls, Umi and Yu. Yu is the perfectly crafted romance heroine who shines in the crowd. Everyone's taken aback by her personality, and her beauty rivals no one. And we have the best friend, Umi. She's the best friend. Yeah, but compared to someone like Mayhara, it's night and day. If we were to compare it in power scaling terms, then Mayhara is 9B war level, and those two are 6-7A multi-universally slapping my ballsacks, high outerly versely infinitely bounded plus level. Not even comparable. Motherfucker's war level. Anyways, despite the large gap in power level, Mayhara actually becomes friends with the second best through their shared interests, and they begin their secret friendship playing games, watching movies all alone in his house with no one there, keeping everything PG like all teenagers of their age would be doing. I love how realistic anime is. Now, what separates this anime from every other self-insert romance where the popular girl gives the shy, unpopular guy a chance and they just so happen to share the same interests as them? Or from the surface, bro's not getting with the blonde-haired most popular girl, but instead being downgraded to the second best. So is that it? Well, not quite. To make more sense about what I'm talking about, first we need to look into the different dynamics of the characters. First and foremost, we got the best friend and Mayhara. They grow very close in a short span of time, however both choose to keep this a secret from everyone else. Because of the large discrepancy in power level, it works out well for both of them if no one knows about it. Next, we got Yu and Mayhara. They become acquainted with each other early on into the series, and from what little we get of Yu, we can see that she's a very nice and friendly person. And finally, we have Yu and the other one. They've been friends for a pretty long time and they have a very close bond. The two are practically inseparable, and with such a strong bond, that begs the question, why doesn't Umi tell Yu about her friendship with Mayhara? I mean, it doesn't really make any sense if you think about it. The whole reason they keep their friendship a secret is so they don't have to deal with everyone bugging them about it, especially if it's someone you've started to develop feelings for. Umi knows Yu better than anyone else, and from what we know, Yu is a very nice person, so there shouldn't be any harm in telling her about it. But that's the thing about Umi. Yu is the last person she wants finding out about her secret friendship, because to her there is a very massive risk that comes with it. So going back to the beginning, what separates this anime from your average shitty rom-com? Well, I've actually been hinting at it for the entire video. Umi has a massive inferiority complex towards you. Umi befriended her after finding out she had no friends due to transferring to a new school. And by them becoming friends, it allowed you to break out of a shell and become the person we all know today. When you're with someone of this type of reputation, it's a given that people will start to compare the two. I know when I was talking about Mr. War level, I said that those two were on the same tier, but actually you is far ahead of Umi. When you're constantly compared to someone else and you're treated as the accessory, it's not exactly gonna have the most positive effect on you. And to keep in mind, this anime is called the blah 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 second prettiest girl in class. So Umi has a lot going for her, but her personality for reading the room and keeping the peace doesn't compare to the loud, outspoken you. When people think of you, they think of someone who shines in the crowd. Someone who'd be one of those memes where you'd have to guess who the main character is. When people think of Umi, they think of her as Yu's best friend. They'd never want to hang out with Umi because who wants the accessory? And to make matters even worse, everyone's jealous of Umi because no matter how hard they try, no one holds a candle to Umi in Yu's eyes. Yu will always see Umi as her best friend. The friend she couldn't live without. It's gotten to the point that people believe Umi isn't good enough for her. It's that envy people feel for her that makes it even harder for people to like her. Put yourself in her shoes for a second. No shit, she developed an inferiority complex. What she's had to go through for all these years is honestly pretty fucked up. And you could say, well, why doesn't she just stop being friends with you? Well, it's because she loves her. She's her closest friend. Despite how much people compare the two, their opinions on you are exactly what Umi thinks of her. She really is kind, always wanting to help others. But because Yu is a bit aloof, she doesn't see all the negative things that are happening to her best friend. As long as she sees everyone getting along, then in her mind, everything is fine. And because Umi is so good at reading the room, she's very good at pretending that everything is fine. Umi could theoretically just talk about her problems, however, that's easier said than done. Expecting a first year in high school to talk about her deep-rooted issues with the person causing them is pretty absurd, even if logically it's the best thing to do. And that finally leads us back to Maihara. For the first time since Umi's become friends with you, she finally made a friend that sees her not as the best friend in a package deal, but as Asanagi Umi. Imagine how much relief she would have felt being able to hang out with someone who genuinely likes your company. You can tell when she hangs out with Maihara compared to when she hangs out with you and the others that Umi is having the time of her life. She finally has a friend for herself, and not only that, a friend who she's developed romantic feelings for. While this is great, that's not gonna suddenly fix the problems she's had for years, and if anything, it's actually gonna make it worse. Umi is in love with Maihara, but because of what she's gone through, it's only a matter of time that Maihara moves on from Umi and focuses on you. And it's a natural thing to think about because it's what everyone has done to her so far. The reason she doesn't want anyone to know about their friendship is because she doesn't want anyone to take Maihara away from her. The thing is, Maihara has also developed feelings for Umi. He loves hanging out with her, he loves being in her company. He's had chances to hang out with you on multiple occasions, but when push comes to shove, he always chose Umi over her. But you can only keep a secret friendship between the shy guy with no friends and the second prettiest girl in class for so long. Eventually, Yu figures out about the friends with benefits, and it all comes head to head with everything coming out in the open. Until this point in the anime, everything's been bottling up with us getting hints about how Umi feels. It's this episode where we find out everything about her complex and about how she feels.
今でも本当に大好き。でもそれと同じくらい、ユウのことが嫌いかな。
So this type of shit I never would have expected from some seasonal anime I never heard about. And the outcome is, how do I put this? Kinda quick, everything gets resolved within the same episode, and honestly, it feels like a waste. Now that Umi knows that Maihara is always going to be her number one, she doesn't need to be scared of losing her close friend. And by letting everything out in the open, Yu realizes how much she's been clinging to Umi and decides to be more considerate of her actions. While the conclusion might have been rushed, it's better than anything I could have imagined going into this show. Now the show is focusing on Maihara's daddy issues, so it's still tackling ideas. Maybe if I cared about the show more, or if it had a reputation for being a top tier rom-com and this is what I got, then I would be very disappointed. But as a show I get to watch weekly, despite its issues, I'll definitely stick with it till the end. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like, and subscribing would mean a lot. This year is an amazing year for anime, but it's also great for romance as well. While not the best, this show still managed to surprise me, and maybe it'll continue to surprise me. But anyways, that's all I have to say for now. See ya.